Hey, friends. Wow, you seem tall. Come here. There we go. That's better. Sit down. Join me. Oh, I hope you guys are doing well out there. This is just a spontaneous video I'm going to throw out because I said the other day that I was going to try and do one every day. But I've been really kind of busy. No excuse. Hope you don't mind if I eat. I brought home some fried chicken and some Dr. Pepper. So I just got home a little bit ago. Really good news. Got to see the doctor, and it looks like my MRI is going to go through. I qualify. So I've basically recently I've developed worse nerve damage in my left arm. It stems from a problem I have in my neck. I don't normally talk about my vulnerabilities. You know, like they say, never let them see you bleed. Still though, it's gotten a lot worse, and I'm not sure if I didn't just pinch it doing a workout or something, or if it's just naturally getting worse. I've been working with my doctor and everything. Done physical therapy, went in, saw a neuro specialist and everything. And the next step was the MRI anyway. But then this injury hit, and yeah, it's pretty bad right now. It seems like it's slowly getting a little bit better. We'll know more though after the MRI. On to another subject. Yeah, it was a good day. I have a doctor I can actually communicate with, so like it was really a good experience. I got to see one of my friends, a longtime friend. He works in another community out here, you know, so I don't see him very often except for at the store. That was really cool. Tomorrow I should, because I think I've got everything about buttoned down, I should be able to actually start the Apocalypse Shelter, and that's going to be really cool. I've been trying to think kind of like a blueprint to do. I don't know, I'm thinking like, it depends on how difficult it would be to do notches and stuff. So like where you take one pole and then you put a hole in the bottom of it, and then you take the other one and then you cut a peg into it so that those interlock together. If it's not too hard, I might try that for the main part of the structure, like the square, you know, the box. And then move on using the rest of the equipment I have, basically, or the tools I have. I don't know why I'm still hungry. I've been eating for like an hour. I was snacking even in the pickup truck on the way home. Yeah, I still need to get down there one of these days to the shop, see Michael and Tom, see what's going on with my carburetor, just check in with them. I'm sorry, this is so rude. Welcome to my home. It's kind of cool. I really like living alone, at least in this phase of my life, because I don't really get lonely anymore. I've gotten really, like, secure being with myself, I guess. I kind of really enjoy my alone time. Oh yeah, that's so good. You know what? I just hit record and sat down. I didn't really even think of a topic or anything. So I guess this is just kind of like hanging out with Matt. It's good to see you, my friends. Dang, 3 months, right? So long. It was killing me. Well, everything I've done, I've shown y'all before, I think, on Instagram. I ought to show you here on YouTube. Everything I've done so far with YouTube, I've done with a notebook computer. It's a laptop, but it's a notebook, so like it doesn't have much memory or room or space or RAM or any of the goodies, right? Barely had enough to run the lowest version editor that I could possibly find. And I pulled a trick. I got an external hard drive, plugged it into the notebook, then taped it to the back, right? because you got to tape it to the back. And then I rerouted the memory system inside the notebook to put all of my new apps and my memory for everything onto the external drive. It was pretty cool, and it got me a long way. I guess today, because, I don't know, I just had such a good experience with my doctor. You know, it's hard to find somebody that communicates well, really, and that we can, well, for me, that I can feel, I guess, like, we talk to people, right? And then sometimes we really get to talk to people and feel like we're heard, and really pay attention to what they're saying and understand what they're saying is a big thing for me. I didn't realize when I first got into recovery how I wasn't really communicating very well in my day-to-day life, even before addiction issues and everything. Because when someone would be talking to me, I would kind of like not be listening. I'd only half be listening, and then I'd be thinking of what I was going to say when they finished talking, basically. And so I wouldn't really get much. There wasn't much connection. And then I realized that when I was doing that in a conversation, most of the time the other person is kind of doing the same thing, because the ingenuine, unauthentic part of that communication was kind of making them do the same thing. So I really started studying communication. That started in the Betty Ford family seminars, basically, where they teach us how to communicate better with family members or work colleagues or friends once we get out of rehab, basically. And I really see my mind just kind of like open to it all, because I just really needed the knowledge. I wanted to apply it. And so I started realizing how important communication is. And, pardon me, in our groups, hang on, I gotta turn this off and on. There we go. In our groups, we had really good communication. It was like there was a group of us, and I'll get into it. I was in an all men's group. I'll get into that some other time, because I do feel that's like important. I'll explain why. There's like always a group of 10 to 12 guys, and we'd really pay attention to what they were saying. That way, once they were finished talking about themselves and their life situations, we'd actually have something constructive, kind of, that we could pick out of what they had said, if they wanted to talk about it. Even the communication of the circle was really cool, because we wouldn't just listen and then each of us chime in on what we heard and stuff. We'd ask the person that just shared, I picked up something in this part of the story. Would you like feedback on that for me to tell you why I thought? And the person would, if it was a touchy situation, they had the choice to be like, not right now, I just wanted to share. Or if it was something that they really needed to expand on and think about from an outside perspective, we would of course be like, yes, please. And that level of communication is a real attachment, kind of, we're really interfacing with each other on a very deep level. And things happen in the brain when we make those kind of connections in a conversation. And like, it just opens up, So after I got out, I had picked it's like the whole thing, the whole program was made up of these smaller groups of solutions or tools to certain individual situations and issues. And so I tried to do what they did in those same groups and expand on those knowledge groups, those tools, by studying other people and other philosophies and other materials that would expand on that. I asked them one time, because they did a lot of lectures. They'd do one a day, but then after like 2 weeks, the lectures would repeat and they'd start over. And I asked them, there's so much science, why don't you keep going on different things and expanding? And they explained that we only really get about 10 to 15% of what we're being taught when we first hear it, or even like a book when we read it, we're still only gonna pick up learn 10 to 15%. So they wanted the repetition while we were there to give us the base tools that we could expand on once we got out. And that's really what I've done. Communication is honestly probably my favorite tool and one of my biggest fields of study. Because when people communicate well together, we're able to fix problems. We're able to live together, and not to mention it's a lot more fun knowing that we're being heard, it makes for a heck of a better friendship. And like I said, stuff gets done when people communicate properly, I think that's going to be what I have right now, because that's not bad, I don't think, for just sitting down on the floor, I do like the peace and the calm of my lifestyle, because like I was saying earlier, it affords me the ability to really be comfortable around myself and not think that everything revolves around me too. I think that used to be a large part of the reason that I wouldn't be comfortable when I was with myself, is because I always felt like I needed to be involved in something else, or I was the center of the world, so I had to have things spinning around me all the time. It's nice to kind of just chill. I think tonight, okay, so I've got to get this onto the computer so I can get it uploaded. It uploads a lot faster now, too, I've got to say. It took me like 4 hours before to upload one with the notebook. The laptop, it uploaded in about an hour with the last video. So this one will probably take about the same time. There's not really anything on TV. Need to do some cleanup around the place, sweep, dust, get my gear together, maybe draw a little blueprint of what I'm going to do tomorrow, and call it a night. More chicken, though. Alright guys, thanks for being there. I hope you're going to enjoy this upcoming adventure. I'm actually really looking forward to it. Never give up, never surrender, because you're worth it. And I believe in you. Haha.